us who are older know there are some of these crossroad events in life. Events where, again, we get to take which way we want on the road of life. Now, I think the very first one is this one, graduating 8th grade. Young most of us graduating high school in 4 years, graduating college or graduate school, getting married, or becoming a priest or a nun and having children someday, and in your various professional life and so on. But this is the first of those crossroads. See, because right now when you walk in here, in many ways you're still children in grade school. But you will walk out of here as graduates of 8th grade and now high school students. No longer children, but now young adult men and women. And that means more will be expected from them. Now, in my own experience, just from what I've seen, the four most critical years of a young person's life are the four you are about to start. Because again, you kind of start coming into your freshman year, you're still somewhat of a kid, still act like a kid in some ways, but you have to learn to be an adult over those 4 years, and you transform from a child into an adult. From those years between freshman year and senior year in high school, great changes take place. And in every single way, not just physically, but also mentally, spiritually. And what I found is the choices that you're going to make over the next 4 years can be the choices that define your life in a positive way, but also in a negative way. See, it all depends on what you choose. You all have abilities, great abilities, and are you going to use those abilities to the best, or try to slide by as easily as possible, making sure that you're always well entertained? How much will you commit to maximizing your abilities, be that athletic or intellectual or spiritual, whatever those abilities are? And we all have abilities. And it's the same way, too, as how we relate to the outside world. You all know the choices that young people can make in their lives. Things to do with things like the use of tobacco, alcohol, drugs, sex. Will you make the right choices? Or will you make the mistakes that, unfortunately, too many teenagers make and end up defining your life in a negative way? And perhaps the most important decision you will make you will decide if you are going to be a man or a woman of faith. You know, in a lot of ways you don't have a choice when you live with your parents. I certainly did. But again, as you get older, it will become your faith. You will be the one who makes the decision. Maybe not in the next 4 years, but certainly after that. And again, as Jesus explained, the way of the world is the way of glory, about glory and wealth and pleasure. But the way of the servants of Christ is to serve others, to care about others ahead of ourselves, to treat others the way we wish to be treated, to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. And will we decide to be men and women of faith, or, like so many unfortunately in our world, push it off to the side and center our lives on ourselves and what I want to make me happy, whether it's good, bad, moral, immoral. The main thing is just that I make myself happy. Ultimately, what you will learn, as many older than me can attest to this, the key to this life is to live to make God happy. And the funny thing is, and I never would have thought this when I was your age, but if I live my life to make God happy, it ends up where I'm happy too. See, in my life, I tried it my own way. I'm just going to live to make myself happy. But the sad reality is, I was not happy. But when I decided, no, that the things I learned in grade school and high school, from my Catholic faith, from my parents, I'm going to live by those things. And I live to make God happy someday. I was a much more happy person. See, God wants us to be happy. And if you live to make God happy, you will. So these are the choices you're going to make over the next 4 years. And like I said, they're choices that can define your life in a positive way, where you will indeed be a servant of God, a servant to this community, a good man or woman contributing something to this nation, or you can make the wrong decision and spend the rest of your life trying to overcome the bad decisions you made in those 4 years. And some people can overcome, but I've also seen some who cannot. So again, this is the crossroads. You decide which road you're going to walk on. And it's starts right after this hour when you graduate from 8th grade and now you're officially high school students. So again, let your faith guide you. Let your families guide you. Let your intelligence guide you. Make the right choices, and 4 years from now when you graduate high school, you will be going off to a very bright future.